Mr. Anand Rathi as well, founder and chairman of Anand Rathi. Mr. Rathi, thank you so much for waiting patiently while we were having that other conversation. But from all of us out here at the NDTV Profit team, wishing you and your family a very happy Diwali and a prosperous New Year, sir.
Thank you, and I wish you, your entire team, and all your viewers, they had a great year last year, and I hope a great year ahead too. I wish them all the best for the coming year too.
Thank you, sir. Do you reckon that markets will hold out well in the new Samvat? Because there are a lot of concerns that people are citing, which may take the markets lower from where they are right now. Are you constructive or are you a bit skeptical?
I am not skeptical at all. I am definitely positive. Given the correction which has already taken place, which is we have grown 25% in spite after considering these corrections. But my belief is that, as the economy is doing very well, if you see all the numbers of economy coming, if you're talking of 7% growth, declining inflation rates, declining interest rates expected. So if you put all these factors together, I am not at all skeptical about the markets. I think markets will do well, may not be as well as done last year, but it will continue to be in the positive trajectory as such. Volatility is a part of this market. I think that we don't rule out. But in my view, markets are poised to do well. In view, because the entire, at the end of the market reflects the economic growth. And economic growth really, is seen through the corporate results. So my belief is that market, one need not be skeptical at this point of time.
Ji, hi, happy Diwali. It's Amina. Everyone around market participants have been very excited about anything that's capital market play. They've been equally excited about your company as well. And I think your industry has become a wealth creator even for retail or investors at large. How is business looking, and do you feel like with us moving into a period when the markets will be volatile, business will continue to look good, and hence your industry or your sector still remains a good investment opportunity?
It would be because, let's see this way that people are now getting more and more educated about the asset allocation process and which asset class can really give you the higher returns in longer term. I think, all the people we are talking, the people who are wealth, they all look at long term, and that's what we also advise them. Look at the long term. If you're not a trader, you're investing for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And looking from that angle, I think our view on the asset class as equity as an asset class is today the best and likely to do very well. And therefore, the entire wealth, the cake size is increasing. I believe that there is dearth of good advisors in the wealth side, because the wealth is, go to any nook and corner of the country. You find a lot of wealth with people. And they're looking, earlier used to go into real estate or gold. Now, those are not as attractive, and perhaps real estate, of course, has picked up in the last 1-2 years. But before that, it has been so dull. So I think people have realized that, yes, for good return, besides return, I think it's the liquidity, which also is provided by this market. So those who are long-termists, they are not worried about this volatility of changes. But yes, traders or took in positions in the derivatives, they definitely need to be worried about it.
Mr. Rathi, pleasure speaking with you. Tamanna here, and of course, a very happy Diwali to you. Just trying to understand that right now, the question is what is happening with consumption? Is the economy slowing down? FIIs are moving out. None of this is concerning you?
You see, I think there's two aspects you're talking. One is FIIs moving out. I think we have seen that in spite of such moving out, because as I said, the local money is increasing at a very fast pace. And I think that's a good sign that retail investors or other investors, wealthy investors, have realized that it's a long-term view which is to be taken. And that's why they are getting into this market. So that FI doesn't worry me at all. On the other hand, my own anticipation would be in long term, FI's money is bound to come, because the saying is money chases earnings. And earnings are dependent on the economic growth of any country. So if you look at the macro side, I think obviously Indian economy is today the world's best economy. Why is it happening is because, today we are an island out of the entire world. Wherever economy is doing so well, other economies are not doing well, or they're talking of recession problems. We are not having those problems. As a result, people sitting outside sometimes are skeptical about valuations. But my belief is that, it's a question of time. We have seen FIs going out in big way and then come back in a big way again. So my belief is that money will always come from outside, but internal money itself is so high. I think because of this, so much of selling of FIs, Tamanna, things have, markets have really corrected. And I think these sort of corrections are healthy corrections. Look at any year. In every year, the markets, high and low, could be as different as 10 to 15%.
Yeah.
And this is, so one should not, a long-term investor, we always advise not to worry. तमन्ना ये होनी चाहिए कि लॉन्ग टर्म में बने रहे.
बिल्कुल यही तमन्ना है राठी जी. लेकिन आपसे बात करने का मौका मिला है तो I must ask, what is exciting Anand Rathi right now in the markets? What company or what sector is something that you are excited about?
You see, I don't talk about companies at all. And sectors, again, my belief is that rather than looking at sectors, as you rightly said, if you are a good stock picker, you have to look at the stock in any sector. And in a growing economy, every sector, there'll be some good performers, some poor performers. Okay. But generally, if you ask me about this, I think I'm bullish about banking, NBFC, FMCG, pharma. I think these sectors, infra, but then I think the choice has to be not on the sector, but the stock in a sector, which I'm sure you have a lot of knowledge and you get a lot of knowledgeable people to talk about individual stocks.